I have been running myself ragged, trying to prove myself to other people, trying to please other people, because all I'm looking for is for them to see me. And I don't know what that looks like for me. I have never tapped into that power. And let me tell you, it is miraculous. Hello. Welcome to the Business of Happiness podcast. I am your host, Dr. Tarryn McCarthy. Hello, my friends. Welcome back to the Business of Happiness. I'm so honored to have you here as we close out 2025. Oh my gosh, can you believe we're saying that? I mean, I remember years ago when my son graduated high school in May, and I remember when he was really little signing him up. All the moms out there will know this. When you sign them up for kindergarten and you put on the form, class of 2025, I remember thinking, oh my gosh, what will the world be like in 2025? And here we are, closing out the year and saying goodbye to this year and stepping into 2026. My gosh, just for a moment, can we just honor you are the furthest in your life you have ever been. You have never been this far in your life. It's incredible. It's absolutely amazing. You have come so far, and I'm just celebrating you and celebrating us. I mean, hey, we're here. We are stepping into a new year of 2026, my friends. Oh my gosh. And, you know, regardless of what you have experienced in 2025, this is a moment that you get to choose to step into something new, something different. And over the next 2 episodes, this is a 2-part episode for you here as we bridge this beautiful moment. I love this idea. I was so excited when I had this idea of bridging the 2 years. And really, it is just another day, right? But we get to hold and honor the beauty and the miracle and the sacredness of this time. We get to make it mean something. So in these 2 episodes, I'm going to bridge us from one to the other, going from 2025 into 2026. And the sole focus of this episode is you. The sole focus is you, because that is what we treasure here at the Business of Happiness, is holding you, supporting you as the woman who takes care of everyone else. Feel held here. And today I'm going to remind you that no one can truly see and value you until you see and value yourself. You know, I was speaking with an incredible client, a woman, a dentist, a practice owner, taking care of everyone else, holding everything together during the holidays, completing the year, taking the responsibility, the fiscal responsibility of her practice, taking the health responsibility of her patients. She has kids who are in college, taking the responsibility of them stepping into adulthood. She is an aging mother, taking the responsibility of taking care of her mom, really taking care of everyone around her. And she said to me what I have heard over and over again from women just like you, just like her. I just want to be appreciated. I just want to be seen for all the work I do. I'm doing so much behind the scenes, and I just want to be honored and seen and valued and appreciated for it. That's all she was asking for. In fact, she even went further, because I was talking to her about her happiness, and I was talking to her about what's missing from your life. And she said, Tarryn, I have everything, and I just want to be appreciated. I feel like I go out of my way for my friends, and I don't get the same recognition or appreciation, or I don't feel like they come through for me the same way I do for them. And the same with her team. She said, you know, I go out of my way and I just constantly feel like I'm disappointed when someone else gives her 2-week notice, or someone else complains, or they put expectations on me to make things different in the practice when I am doing my best all the time, or I go out of my way. She just did this huge thing for them for the holidays. And she said, I really went out of my way for them. And there wasn't a lot of value or appreciation. There wasn't even a real thank you. It was kind of like it was just expected. And she said she's seen this pattern over and over and over again in her life, where she really goes above and beyond exhaustion, beyond the boundaries she set for herself. And every time she feels like she's not being valued, and that's all she wants. As we dove a little deeper into her story, she said, I don't want you to tell me to change. I actually love who I am. I love that I care deeply about other people. I love that I go out of my way. I love that she was so sweet. She said, I show up with gifts for people. I drive everywhere I go. I have an extra lunch in the car or an extra gift just in case there's somebody who I know needs it. And she said, I always show up open-armed, ready to support others, even if it's their party. I go and I help. She said, I love that about myself. I love going above and beyond for my patients. I love going above and beyond for my team. It's what I value about myself. And so as you're listening to this story, I wonder how much of this resonates for you. Because we all just want to be seen. And for some of us, we look for that in financial reward. I just want to be financially compensated for the amount of work, commensurate to the amount of work that I'm putting in. And for some of us, it's about wanting to be seen in terms of being recognized verbally. I just want somebody to say, wow, Tarryn, you are doing such a good job. Thank you. I just want to be thanked. It's so interesting. Over the holidays, my family and I, we were talking about love languages. And it's true. Each of us feels appreciated and loved and recognized in a very unique way. Some of us financially with gifts, some of us verbally, some of us with recognition that is reciprocated. Right? We all feel that appreciation in a different way. That's an important point, by the way. I mean, that made a huge difference for me in my leadership in the office when I realized, wow, each member on my team actually feels valued uniquely. And I just give everyone a bonus. Some of them kind of feel like they didn't really feel seen. And for them, it would have been a moment of just speaking to them face to face or writing it down in a note card. And actually that was the moment of value seen and felt more so than the bonus or the day off. So recognizing how you need to be valued and seen is really, really important. What does that look like to you? Is it more money or more reciprocation from someone else? Or is it just a thank you? Or do thank yous just fly right by you and they don't even mean very much? You don't even notice. You don't take it home with you. And here's the truth. At the bottom, underlying all of this, and we know this intellectually, this is not news to you, but we cannot control others. Let's just hold a moment for that right now. We have zero control over the actions of other people. All of them. Not your patients, not your team, not your sister, not your mother, not your father, not your kids, not the government. We have zero control over what other people do. And it's so interesting because if the validation and the worthiness and the appreciation and the gratitude that you seek needs to come from others, you will be continually disappointed. And maybe 2025 reached that crux for you where you felt like you were going above and beyond for everyone else and constantly looking outside of you for that validation, appreciation, that being seen. Look, the need to be seen is not unique to you. It is foundational for all of us. We all just need to be seen and appreciated. That is so valid. You deserve that. But when you look for it from people who maybe don't have the tools to do that, to give you that appreciation, what happens? You end up working harder. We go into proving energy. You end up pushing yourself and keep reaching for it. Well, if I do this much, well, that wasn't enough. Let me do more. And we do it unconsciously. It's what is the very core of people pleasing. proving, needing to prove, maybe if I do a little more, she'll finally recognize me. Maybe if I'm even better at this thing, they'll finally appreciate me. The same thing, I spoke with another client months ago, and she said, I have taken 1 million CE courses on improving my skill. She's been in practice 35 years, friends, 35 years. And yes, we're lifelong learners, but she's not doing it for the love of learning, for the love of being a lifelong learner. She's doing it from an energetic perspective of needing to prove herself to her patients, to her colleagues, to herself. Because what we end up doing when we're chasing that validation outside of ourselves is trying to convince others of your worth. And what really happens is we start resenting, and we start further disconnection from the very people we love and we've wanted to be there for. Let's go back to that little conversation I had with my client the other day. She said, Tarryn, I don't want to change who I am. I want to keep giving. I love that I'm a giving person. I love that I'm a caring person. I love that I really value excellence in the work that I do. And I just want them to see me and say thank you and just appreciate it. Here I am doing so much. And by the way, this is also the core of dentistry. You're doing so much inside their mouths they will never see. That artistry, that incredible crown prep you just did, no one will ever see. And yet we constantly look for that value, validation, appreciation from our patients. No one will ever see the amount of work and the number of plates that you're juggling. Only you can. And here's the truth. Your patients that come into your office, they're in pain. They're scared. They're ashamed of their mouths. They're walking in not ready to see you and your artistry and the way you navigate your practice and the way that you hold space for your patients. They're ashamed first. They have their own set of financial fears. They're holding all this fear of spending money on themselves when their kids need something. I mean, let's just pay attention to that for a moment. We can understand that as moms. We can understand that as women who've always put others in front of ourselves. Those are your patients too. Imagine she's walking in, and because she didn't brush her teeth and floss properly for the last 25 years, she now needs to spend thousands of dollars on her teeth, which might mean her kid doesn't get to go on that school trip when all the other kids do. Oh my gosh, the layers of self-blame and shame that are in that. There's no way she's there ready to praise you for the work you're doing. We're asking our patients to do something that they're not necessarily equipped to do. We're looking for validation from someone who's in a place where she is not ready to give it. Let's even take your team members for a moment. Maybe all year you've been going out of your way to just hold the practice together to make sure that nobody gives their 2 weeks notice and that everyone feels valued. And yet your team members are just trying to hold it together themselves. Let's remember they have their own set of stresses and responsibilities. Many of our team members are the core of their families. They're holding everything together for their family and they're trying to just navigate stresses. Sometimes they're the ones everyone else leans on. Work is the last place that they're ready to say thank you and recognize when you created something special for them. They're just trying to hold it all together. Your children, your family, your neighbors, your friends, they possibly never learned how to navigate the stresses that they're facing right now. And they're just doing their best. And yet we keep looking to be seen. We keep looking for other people to hold space and recognize us. And at this point, I don't want you to feel like that need is futile. It's core. It's foundational. I don't want you to take this realization as hopeless. I just want you to see the truth of it. Maybe where you've been putting your energy has been in a place where you actually can't get what you want. Maybe that's a core of why you're so exhausted. Maybe that's a core of why you feel energetically depleted. Maybe that's a core of why you feel like, am I even in the right work right now? Am I even in the place where I belong? Am I even doing what I'm meant to do? Maybe that's the core of it, is that you've been fighting for something that's really unrealistic to expect other people to give. And I'm not saying there aren't moments. I'm not saying there aren't patients that stand up and say, oh my gosh, this was the best experience ever. There aren't, team members who come up and like, I've never worked for such a wonderful person in my life before. I'm not saying there are not people in your family who turn around and go, Tarryn, wow, thank you for creating a Christmas experience and bringing the family together. I'm not saying that doesn't happen. Those are precious, wonderful moments in people's lives when they have the capacity and the bandwidth and the stability and the safety to actually see you. Those are miraculous moments. And I'm inviting you to savor them and see them for what they are and receive them. That's really important because we don't often, right? We so easily deflect those compliments and those moments of appreciation. We so easily go, oh my gosh, no, this is what I do. Oh my gosh, please, no. There was a whole group of us doing this for you. Oh, I don't receive all the praise. I'm asking you to receive those precious moments for sure. So let's not just say this is hopeless and there's no time ever that you'll ever be seen or validated. No, that's not what I'm telling you. But maybe the reason that you're feeling so frustrated is not that you don't need the appreciation or that you shouldn't need the appreciation and validation. It's that maybe that what you've been looking for isn't out there, that it's within you. And maybe no one else can value you until you do. The person you are waiting to be seen by is you. Now just hold for a moment. What is coming up for you when I say that? Maybe what you have been waiting for, the validation, the appreciation, the being seen, is simply by you. How have you been turning a blind eye on yourself? And here as we finish out 2025, what a beautiful question to ask in reflection of the year past. Where have I not seen myself? Where have I not been listening to me? What has your body been asking of you that you have been ignoring? And I'd love, as I'm asking you these questions, please, whatever you're doing, just answer them for yourself. Let this be a reflection. What has your body been asking you for this year that you have been ignoring? You've been listening to everyone else. You've been holding space for everyone else. But where do you need to see you and open up your heart to yourself? What has your heart been screaming for that you've been ignoring? A desire, a dream, a need, an emotionally connected desire, something that sparks light and fun and interest and passion and excitement and life. What has your heart been calling you for this year in 2025 that you have been turning a deaf ear on? Maybe it's something really small. Maybe it's not your life's purpose, but it's something beautiful. Let me tell you, I did this for myself in 2025. Last Christmas, so 2024, I actually got myself a Christmas present. And what it was a pottery class. And I went to the pottery class, loved it. And then I actually took a full pottery course, like an 8-week course. And guess what? I've re-enrolled in it every single end of the session since. So here I am at the end of 2025, and I've done a full year of pottery on Thursday mornings. Is it my life's purpose? No, but it's been such a joy. It has opened up so much for me. It's something so small, but I've met people outside of dentistry, outside of coaching. I've got my hands back in the clay, which was my minor in college. I have set boundaries around work, not working Thursday mornings and really enjoying artistry and creativity. It's been therapy for me because trust me, I thought it was going to be just all play, but it's actually quite an interesting therapeutic moment. And I'll record a whole podcast episode on that in one of the upcoming episodes. But the point here is I listened to the calling of my heart, and what seemed small, I paid attention to. I saw me. I valued me. All that recognition that you're waiting for from others, what is the recognition you need from you? And maybe it's celebration of you. It's appreciation of you. It's a moment to look back over the year and say, wow, babe, you did so much this year. I am so proud of you. Look at everything that you accomplished this year. Look at everything that you set out to do and you actually followed through and you did. What have you not celebrated in yourself? Everything where you've been looking for that validation and valuing from other people. Imagine that you gave it to yourself, not just at the end of the year, but on a daily basis. That you weren't so in need of somebody who doesn't have the bandwidth to give it to give you validation and appreciation, but you could show up and go, damn girl, you did it. You kept these humans alive. You held space for these patients in their times of need. You created a beautiful experience for your family. You provided nourishment for teenagers who have no appreciation of it and at this point in their lives. But man, you've given them the foundation for how to take care of their health and nutrition into the future. I'm just saying the things we don't appreciate ourselves for, they're astronomical. And what if 2026 isn't about how can I make others see me more? What more can I do to make people value me? But rather, what do I need to see in me? How can I love myself more? And let me tell you, that is a big question. And that is not an easy one to traverse if you have not been loving or seeing yourself for decades, if that has not been your passion, if that has not been your focus. Trust me, because I was that person who for decades put aside taking care of me, seeing me, and this was a process of learning for me. And so if you're listening to this episode and you're realizing, oh my gosh, that's it. I haven't been seeing me. And I don't know what that looks like in dentistry or parenting or motherhood or sisterhood or in this Western society. What does that even look like when I'm trying to pay the bills, when I'm trying to get patients to come to my office, when I'm trying to keep a team together? What does that even look like? I'm going to remind you that on January 21st, I am starting Radical Happiness for Women Dentists here in this moment in time. And Radical Happiness is a 10-week program on how to rediscover your value of yourself and how to love yourself within this construct we call dentistry, within this construct in Western society, how to do exactly what my client was telling me the other day when she said, Tarryn, I don't want to lose this part of me. I love that I care about other people and I just want to be seen. I just want to wake up in the morning and feel appreciated and valued. And oh my gosh, then I would love to go to work in the morning. I just want to know that it matters. I want to know that I matter. How do we get that? And that's what we're doing in Radical Happiness. So if you're listening to this episode and you're realizing, okay, I need more than an episode on a podcast, this is exactly what I want for 2026, then I'm going to leave a link in the show notes to Radical Happiness. It tells you more about the program. There is an opportunity there for you to get on a call with me where we could just talk and see if this really is the right next step for you. I don't have people just sign up for the program. I actually have a conversation with you because I don't want you to spend money on something that isn't going to be what you want to get out of it. I want to make sure this is something that serves you. Trust me, I have had so many people take advantage of me. I think so many women here listening to this podcast know I've had financial advisors completely fleece me and take so much money from me. So I will never do that to you. I want to make sure that this is something that is of value to you and can support you. So I ask all potential clients who come into Radical Happiness to have a conversation with me so that I can understand, what are you looking for? And is this program really going to serve you? But if you've been listening to this episode and you realize, oh my gosh, I have been running myself ragged, trying to prove myself to other people, trying to please other people because all I'm looking for is for them to see me. And I don't know what that looks like for me. I have never tapped into that power. And let me tell you, it is miraculous. And I say this at the end of every podcast episode, but this is where it comes from. When you feel good, you can do good. Because when you feel underappreciated, undervalued, not seen, people aren't grateful, when you feel that way, we show up differently. We show up with proving energy. We show up with resentful energy. We show up with pushing through energy. And that's no way to live. That is exhausting and energetically depleting. So radical happiness is founded in how do you feel good? How do you feel good about you so that you can lean into those gifts that you have of taking care of the people around you, of really serving from a place of integrity and fullness. My cup overfloweth. And that is how I pour into others, because I'm overflowing, not because I'm totally depleted, because we know that that does not serve anyone. So today I ask you to ask yourself, what comes up for you when I say, what if the person you have been waiting to be seen by is you? What comes up for you? And how, as we look into 2026, can you see yourself more? Where have you been turning a blind eye on yourself? And I invite you to tune into the next episode as we bridge this beautiful moment in time, going from 2025 into 2026 and stepping into who are you really? But before you do that, I want you to answer this question. How have you been turning a blind eye on you, on your body, on your heart, on seeing yourself? Because you are doing amazing things in this world, I have no doubt, and you deserve to be seen. Bye-bye. Thank you for listening to the Business of Happiness podcast. If this episode brought you new perspective and value, I invite you to subscribe so that you catch all upcoming episodes and leave us a review. And if you know of a friend or colleague who could benefit from this perspective, share this episode with them and empower their day. For more information about the Business of Happiness and the Radical Happiness for Practitioners course, find me on www.thebizofhappiness.com. See you there.